Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 2. It's in the bag, y'all. It's done. It's finished. I watched the entire season of Mighty Morphin. And let me say, I never ever finished the entire second season before. I never saw every single episode before. So it was fun going back and watching it as an adult. You begin to notice some positives and some negatives, like the power transfer arc that just really put an ugly look on the season for a plethora of reasons. But let's get into the review of the second season of a classic show. Let's get it! So, M&M Season 2, Mighty Morphin Season 2, is a season of the show that is both a step up and a step down from Season 1. There are a plethora of changes that work and a plethora of changes that make you shake your head and go, what were y'all thinking? That's just bad. That's bad. We're going to talk about all of those because there's a lot of those in this season of the show. Now, the plot of this season revolves around there being a new villain in Angel Grove that is trying to destroy the Earth. This villain in Season 2 is Lord Zedd. Now, you still have the classic teenagers with attitude that are there to defend Angel Grove. But in the early parts of the season, they seek out a new power. The season opened up and it grabbed me instantly because I could tell there was a difference in attitude, there was a difference in quality, and there was definitely a difference in just giving a fuck. And the season opened with like this Angel Grove dirt bike race, which is so 90s. But it was a 3-episode arc that grabs you immediately. You see that the Rangers get new zords. They go from the classic zords they had before to the Thunder zords, which were really cool to see as an adult because I kind of forgot about them from years and years ago. I do want to talk about the Rangers. When you talk about how they are in this season, the Rangers are a lot more cemented in being Power Rangers this time around than they were last time. We saw last season there would be push and pull. Billy wanted to do science. He didn't necessarily want to be a superhero. Zach just really wanted to get the girl's number. He really didn't care about being the Black Ranger. But now in this season, you see that whenever there's trouble in Angel Grove or anywhere, their number one priority is being a Power Ranger in any and every situation. You even see that with Tommy, where there are times where his powers in the season are stripped away. And he's like, hey, I gotta fight. I gotta give it my all. I gotta lay down and sacrifice. I really did enjoy seeing that character development from Season 1 to Season 2. The villains. Oh, the villains. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are introduced to Lord Zedd. Lord Zedd is the villain in the season who's over Rita for the most part. And Lord Zedd does pose a very intimidating threat in the beginning of the season because he comes in and he thoroughly disrespects Rita the minute he sees her. Hilarious.
Oh, Lord Zedd, give me another chance. I will not fail again.
Quiet! Those Power Rangers are nothing but mere infants! You were defeated by children! You dare call yourself an Empress of Evil? You are not fit to destroy a cockroach!
And even to the point where you have Goldar in this season who I warned y'all in my Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Season 1 review that Goldar was going to start taking this weird comedic turn. And this is where it started to happen. You see in this season, Goldar is basically the SWAT and Babu, right? He's the stumbling, bumbling assistant to the main villain. They can't do anything right. Goldar is not that enjoyable or intimidating at all in this season. He's really laughable, to be completely honest with you. Zedd was a step up. He was a step down. Goldar, but even once you get past just those two, SWAT and Babu are put on a shelf. They are damn near the toys in Andy's room in Toy Story that he don't never play with. They are seen shaking in the corner most episodes of the season, just trying to stay out of Lord Zedd's way. And they do have comedic moments of saying some trolly stuff.
This looks like a good spot. Now let's see, what did Finster say? Turn the knob and count to 5. 1, 7, 2, 5. Then let go.
Goldar! Get in here!
Yes, my lord. Boy, is he gonna get it!
You call yourself a soldier? What happened down there with the Mirror of Regret? And you better have a good answer.
Ooh, I bet he gets turned into a soup can. Lord Zedd.
I love this dude, man. Dude went from glow-in-the-dark toothpaste and cheeseburgers to that. Man, you gotta love it. Even from the first episode on, you notice a big change in the quality and the care that Saban put into the show. There is a lot more American footage in this season of the show than there was last season. In the first season, there was so much Sentai footage, it got to the point where it became annoying. Because a battle will start, Sentai. They're trying to save money, Sentai. But now, with season 2, you saw most fight scenes, at least with the Power Rangers versus different monsters and the Rangers versus the Z-Putties, was American footage. Much respect, Saban, for doing that. Also, I had an issue with this season where the Z-Putties were introduced. For you guys that forgot or don't know, the Z-Putties were the putties that have the gigantic Z in the middle of their chest. And you have to hit the Z in order for them to fall apart. And there were times where the Rangers would hit the Z and they would disappear, and times where they wouldn't hit the Z and they would still disappear. And I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on here? Can we make up our minds on what's happening? What I really found weird was when Tommy becomes the White Ranger, he is automatically ascended to the position of leader. And I gotta really question that. Look, I know Tommy has been through a lot. I know that he was part of the team originally, left, came back, left, came back. I get all of that. But for this man to lose his powers, get White Ranger powers, and then become team leader, what is going on here? Are y'all serious? Why is this happening? Stop that. Please stop that. Why did that happen? That felt really, really odd. It didn't feel like Tommy earned that leadership position. Now, he didn't earn that leadership position, but I would be lying if I said the White Ranger wasn't one badass motherfucker, because he was badass, baby. Whether you want to talk about just the look, or you want to talk about the Saber Saber, or the one thing I did forget was that when he got in the Tiger Zord, he had warrior mode. So the Tiger Zord would mimic his movements while he was inside of the cockpit. That was badass. And even beyond that, the theme, White Ranger Tiger Power, White Ranger Tiger Power. That shit still bop today. That shit had me on the couch. Yeah, let me turn this up. Yeah. I still love that theme to this day. We gotta talk about the awkwardness that started happening midway through the season, okay? The power transfer arc. Now, as a child, I never really understood why Jason, Trini, and Zach left the show. I didn't care. I was a kid. But now that I'm an adult, I'm looking at that power transfer like, this is some weird shit. It was really weird. And then you're introduced to Aisha, Adam, and Rocky out of nowhere. That was just super, super awkward. Or how one episode opened up with Billy talking to Zordon, looking at the camera, and Jason and Trini being in the background with their backs turned. It's almost like Saban said, in order for you guys to leave the show, we can't have people see your faces anymore. We want you to hide. It was super, super awkward. Even the power transfer. When they transferred their powers, they left them in costume. What the hell is happening? This is super, super weird. And even the plot, the world peace reason for why they left, all three was just handled real sloppy. Now, I could go on for a while about why Saban was dirty for doing the actors like that. That's for another day. But let me tell y'all this. When Adam, Rocky, and Aisha do come into the show, it feels weird. It feels weird. And it changes up a lot of energy real quick. How many of you guys remember the Power Rangers can fly? Yes, there was a technique in this season called jetting. What the hell is that? They can actually fly. That was a really cool thing that I discovered in this season. And that does give them a different form of transportation beyond just teleportation. I thought that was really cool. Sad that we didn't really see that installed into future seasons of the franchise beyond like in space. But that was really, really cool. Unfortunately, they did drop the ball again with the season finale being just a generic episode where Billy is turned evil and they wind up stopping him. And the season ends on that. Once and again, they took another monster of the week and put him at the end of the season and ended it on that note. I definitely was not feeling that. But the second season of Power Rangers Mighty Morphin, what does it get? What does it deserve? The second season of the classic show gets a C+. Now, this season of the show had a lot on its plate, man. It had too much on its plate, from the power transfer to the Tommy push and pull. Season 1 definitely felt more coherent, but this season of the show is still better than Operation Overdrive. That was some BS. Anyway, it's been weird, but it's been real. We got that Power Rangers movie review coming next week. Get out of here, bitch!